You've been doing compliments wrong your whole life. You're beautiful. You look amazing. You're so hot. Sounds nice, not feel safe. But let me ask you this. If she's heard it 1,000 times from guys she barely remembers, why would your saying it make her remember you? Exactly. It doesn't. Real attraction doesn't happen when she feels flattered. It happens when she feels exposed mentally, emotionally, sometimes physically. And that takes a different kind of compliment. The kind that slips under her armor. The kind that makes her feel seen in ways she never expected. The kind that makes her think about you long after you've walked away. This video is not about flattery. It's about influence. 3 and the top 3 forbidden compliments I'm about to show you. They work not because they're sweet, but because they're dangerous. Before we go on, subscribe to this channel. We offer truth daily for men who are being predictable. And if you're ready to master this on a deeper level, join the Stoic Brotherhood and get the tools to become unforgettable. Now, let's get into what you should never say again and what to say instead. If you want her embracing and her body craving you, number 1, never say you're beautiful. Say this instead. You've probably said it 100 times. You're beautiful. It feels natural, right? You're trying to be kind, polite, respectful, maybe even romantic. But here's the cold truth. It doesn't work. Not the way you think it does. She's heard it from every guy who's ever wanted her. From strangers in the psychology, behind meaningful praise her DM is. From men she's not even remotely interested in. It's predictable. It's generic. And most of all, it doesn't touch her. It's surface level, and you surface level doesn't see this. When you tell a woman she's beautiful, you're just confirming what mirror already told her. You're not giving her something new. You're not making her feel anything unexpected. Now, don't get me wrong, beauty matters, but complimenting her in the way every other man doesn't elevate you. It blends you into the background. Want to know what hits different? Tell her what her beauty does to you. Instead of you're beautiful, say this. There's something dangerous about the way you look at me. See the shift? Now you've made it a booth tension. The chemistry, the energy between you. Now you're not just admiring. You're inviting her into a shared moment. You're implying desire without being vulgar. You're triggering imagination, not just stating facts. Or say this. I can't decide if you're a mystery I want to solve or something even to get lost in. That's not a compliment about her looks. It's a compliment about your experience of her. And here's the psychological key. Women don't fall for being told they're pretty. They fall for feeling felt for, being seen in a way most men don't take time or the risk to express. And if you want to go even deeper, use a compliment that flips the dynamic. Try, you carry beauty like you don't care about it. That's rare. Now, you're not compliment number 1. Recognition of inner strength, just noticing her beauty. You're noticing how she holds it. You're seeing past the makeup, the outfit, the posing. You're seeing her. That's where the real power of compliments comes in. Not when you praise the obvious, but when you highlight what most men miss. Let's break this down. There are 3 types of compliments. 1. Safe compliments. You're beautiful. You look nice. That dress looks good on you. These are fine, but the forgettable background noise. 2. Sexy compliments. There's something about the way you move, the way you just looked at me. I felt it in my spine. These build tension, attraction, anticipation. 3. Psychological compli. You make me forget what I was about to say. You carry yourself like you've already seen how this ends. These pull her into a mental game. They get inside her head and stay there. When you stop saying you're beautiful and start communicating experience, you stand out because most men are either scared to go there or they've never even taught to. But you're learning how to speak directly to her instinct. not just her ears. And here's the part that separates weak from strong. You don't say these compliments to get a reaction. You say them because they're true, because you meant them, because you were grounded enough to say what other men censor. That kind of delivery that hits, that sticks, that's what makes her think about you when no one else is around. So, let me ask you this. Have you ever said something that made her stop, look at you a little longer, and smile like she knew something you did, and drop it in the comments? I've seen that. Look, because if you have, you know, the power of saying less, but meaning more. And if you haven't, that changes today, because what you say next doesn't just matter. It creates the energy she either craves or forgets. And the compliment coming up in the next part, most men wouldn't dare say it out loud, but once you do, she won't hear anything else. Number 2, the compliment that hits her body and mind. Most compliments land in one of 2 places. Either they hit the body, you look sexy in that dress, you've got legs for days. Or they try to hit the mind, you're smart, you're so interesting. But rarely do they do both. And that's why most men lose the game before it even starts. Here's the thing. Compliment number 2. Appreciation for emotional depth most guys don't realize. A woman doesn't want to just feel wanted. She wants to feel understood and desired at the same time. That's what turns her on. That's what gets under her skin. That's what makes her crave more of you, not just more compliments. So what does that sound like? Try this. You move like you know what you're doing. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about it. Let's break that down. You move like you know what you're doing. That's an observation. It makes her feel seen. If it's the mind, it's not about her appearance. It's about her presentithin. And I'd be lying if I said he wasn't thinking about it. That's Thedrup. That's what hits the body. It makes her wonder, what's he thinking about? You've triggered tension without being explicit. It's bold. It's smooth. And it creates polarity. You're not complimenting her for validation. You're stating a reaction she caused in you. That flips the power dynamic. And women feel that shift. Here's another one. The way you sit still with that much confidence, it's distracting. At one psychological it suggests control, grace, power, and the hour responding to it, not in awe, but in intrigue. You're not just noticing her looks. You're noticing what her body language communicates. That's rare. Why does this matter? Because women aren't attracted to guys who only see their surface. They're drawn to men who can see the layers, the physical. Yes, but also the vibe, the energy, the command they carry. It's like this. You're not describing her body like a teenager. You're acknowledging the effect she has like a man. And that's a compliment that fits both her skin and her spine. Let me give you one more. You're the kind of woman who knows exactly when to speak and when not to. Now this one, that is dangerous. Why? Because you're not just complimenting her. You're showing that you notice restraint. You're seeing feminine control, which is a subtle but powerful form of sensuality. Remember, that because no one else is saying it. And that's the goal. Now, let me be clear. None of these lines work if you deliver them like a pickup artist or a boy trying to impress. That power isn't just in what you say. It's in how you say it. Relaxed, certain like you're not fishing for approval. You're just dropping the truth. Because when Eamon speaks like that, he's not just another compliment machine. He becomes experience. She starts playing over compliment number 3, acknowledging unique impact in her mind. And that's what gets her hooked. She's not chasing attention. She's chasing the feeling you gave her when you spoke. So, here's what I want to know. Have you ever said something that made her stop breathing for a second? Like her body caught up to what her mind just heard? If you have a comment, I've seen it hit, because that's when you know the words landed in both places. And if you haven't, you're a Budo, because what's coming next It'll make her feel something. Most men are too scared to even touch. Stick around. Number 3. Praise her darkness, not her light. Most guys only compliment the obvious. You're sweet. You're fun. You're so positive, safe, predictable, forgettable. And here's what they don't understand. Women don't want to be seen as perfect. They want to be seen as real. And real women carry shadows. So while every other guy's praising her light, you're going to praise her darkness. That side she hides. The edgish thinks is too much. The energy she tones down because the world told her to be soft, nice, gentle. You don't ignorate. You call it out. You make her feel like the Shaw. The thing she tries to control is the thing you crave. Try this. There's something dangerous about you. I don't know if you should lean in or run. Now, pause. You didn't say she's hot. You didn't say she's nice. You said there's something dark in her, and you're drawn to it. And that flips a switch in her brain. She spent years trying to be good now, nice enough, easy to like. But suddenly, this man sees the fire underneath and likes it. That's rare. That's intoxicating. Or this one. You've got the kind of energy that doesn't ask for space. It takes it. Think about it. You're not praising how kind she's. You're acknowledging that there's power behind the eyes. Power that most men are too insecure to call out. And when you do, you instantly separate yourself from every guy who is just looking for a pretty smile, consume a validation. But let's take this deeper. Why does praising her darkness, how to deliver compliments authentically, work so well? Because it's taboo. Because it's real. Because it tells her, I'm not afraid of woe you. Really are. In fact, that's the part one want most. It's seductive in a way. Complete men's about looks. Will never be, because it's not about appearance. It's about her mission. You're giving her permission to be raw, unpolished, wild, sensual, sharp. And you're saying without needing to say directly, I can handle all of you. That's not just attractive. That's magnetic. Let's not forget this kind of compliment only works if you're grounded enough to mean it. If you say it to manipulate, it's dead. But if you say it from a place of presence, clarity, and calm, it lands. Because deep down, every woman knows her dark side isn't wrong. It's just been hidden. And when a man sees it and doesn't flinch, she remembers him. Try this on a first date. You've got a little chaos in your eyes. That's probably my favorite part about you. Boom. Not only are you bypassing small talk, you're unlocking something she hasn't heard since the last man who got inside her head. Not just her bed, her head. You're not afraid of the storm. Your final thoughts and call to action dancing in it. So, tell me, have you ever looked a woman in the eye and complimented on things she was scared to reveal? Drop it in the comments. I've said the dangerous thing, because that's where the game changes. That's when the attraction stops being polite and starts becoming personal. And in the next part, you'll learn exactly how to say something she's never heard, but will instantly wish she'd heard from you sooner. Number 4, flatter. What she's scared to admit shallows. Every woman has something she secretly loves, but doesn't say out loud. It's not the flowers. It's not the compliments everyone gives. It's not "I like your eyes" or "you're so sweet." It's deeper than that. It's personal.